Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Kingdom Economic Forum. Wherever you find yourself in the globe, we appreciate your time, your comment, and your contribution. It has been so awesome over the last period. The discussions and your comments and your contributions are so wonderful. We are grateful and we thank you. Today, we want to start another episode or discussion, and the topic is Ghana and the leadership question. Ghana and the leadership question. There's a saying that leadership or every nation has his leader. The leader that we are having, they didn't come from the sky. It is as a result of our societal structure, system that have produced the kind of leaders we are having. So the question has been, are we okay with the kind of the leadership we are having? If the answer is no or yes, the results or the reasons will go back to the kind of society we have. Because these leaders are coming from our families, they are living in our society, we go to church with them, they are from they are tribe men and women, attending the same schools here and there. So if the leadership we are having is not the kind of leaders we aspire, then we need to look back to the kind of society we have set up. So for us to do justice to that, we need to do what we call a historical diagnosis of the kind of leadership we have in our country. When you use the word leadership in this country, it's not about political leader only. It's all the levels of leadership we have as society. So, with me in the studio, as always has been, Dr. Joshua Ponsafo. He is the founder and the leader of the New African Concept. We've had a lot of things in common. That is why over the period we're trying to release some of the things to set up the stage for us to add others in the coming days. No, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
We want to, having gone through the African church in perspective, we want to look at Ghana and the leadership question.
The leadership question.
And I want to have some questions. Always, as you know, I'll be asking some questions.
That's right.
That will help us to tease out, come out of. So, what do you think the main leadership failures that Ghana has experienced post-independence?
Okay.
To what extent is our leadership problem one of character versus competence? How do the systems and institutions in Ghana either support or frustrate good leadership? Do you think we have a leadership culture problem? And how did it develop? And the last question, who are some past Ghanaian leaders you believe exemplified good leadership, and why? I don't know. I have asked a composite, whichever way you want to. That this
the questions are always with your matters.
I want you to do the historical diagnosis when it comes to Ghana and the leadership question.
Okay, so once again, thank you very much.
Maybe before you continue, you know, in our part of the world, all the problems in society, we blame the leaders.
Who pointed to the leader?
We don't have good leaders. The leaders are not good. So that's the question number one. Oh, I mean, I can develop Papa. They did ask a question.
We don't have leaders. We
We
don't
don't
have
have good
leaders.
leaders.
We don't have good leaders.
Is that the case?
Okay, so once again, we are all warmly welcome to the Kingdom Economic Forum. And with this, we are also praying and hoping that we'll be able to learn a lot. And I believe that the purpose of learning is to become, and not just the acquisition of knowledge or information. So our heartbeat goes beyond just enlightenment or passing on information, but rather that certain commitment can be initiated in your own small way, in our own small way, so that the better Ghana, better Africa we all anticipate, we can also realize it. So as it is, today is Ghana and the leadership question. So it is a question we are all trying to answer, because still that question is still prevalent. It's been an age-old question, and we are all looking at it. So at least a little bit of historical teasers, as we normally do, will help us, so that when we are throwing light to what can be done specifically, we can also look at it. So we know that normally, historically, we normally look at it from the pre-colonial times. Then we see the colonial era, and then we look at the post-colonial or the post-independence era. So maybe under these three, then we merge them together to see where we are. So first, at the pre-colonial, we know that prior to the coming of the white man, our setting was more, our indigenous setting was in kingdoms and empires and tribal inclinations. So because of that, we were not, so many people sometimes say that Africa was united, and then the black man came, and the white man came and then divided. It is not historically cogent. The reality is that we were not united as Africa within the geopolitical space called Africa. Even within any small area, even within a particular tribe, sometimes even clans within the tribes would be contending with each other. So naturally, we were operating with the monarchy or the monarchical system. So this should be borne in mind when we are assessing the questions. So in the monarchical system, the repository of leadership was much more on the king or the chief, and then he had his body of elders that also maybe more or less like serving as senators that he dialogues with, share thoughts, and then operationalizes. Now, in such a setting, many of the people, in terms of the subjects, were not so much into bringing forth at the leadership realm, because even with this, it must be you must be part of the royal fraternity. So, in summary, when you take the pre-colonial times, which was the monarchy or the monarchical atmosphere, the majority of the system, the leadership structure or the leadership system, was much more in the royal family. So they were the ones that they were being groomed and they were being trained. Like when you take Alexander the Great, his father Philip of Macedon. So he brought Aristotle and co to train him. So there is normally a structured training for the princes and then the royal members. But the subjects, they were not mostly involved in matters of active leadership, unless maybe there is any appointment by the king or by the chief. So we should bear that in mind. Then comes the colonial era.
Maybe if I can give perspective from the Akan.
From the Akan,
for that matter, for the Ashanti.
Specifically.
Ashanti Kingdom.
Okay.
Yes, even though it was, as we have explained, yes, that our fathers or our forebears were practicing a kind of democracy.
Okay.
For example, they will make sure that all the families
And
have representatives.
Good.
So they are the sub-chiefs. So that when he sits, everybody, every family is represented
Good.
for them to look at issues here and there.
Yeah.
So that one was not just even by appointment. The appointment level had to do with those who might have, like the term in Kosovo, it's not a stool per se, but because of the development, the
Contributions.
person, then they then appreciate the person. But for the structure is so solid that even if the queen mother, when the king or the chief dies, is the queen mother who's supposed to elect or not elect, select. When he does a selection, he has to submit the king or the chief to the Atrankonya, the sub chiefs, to vet, or maybe the queen mother even nominate, and then goes to the.
They will then confirm
the nomination or otherwise. So I'm just adding for us to know what was happening.
Perspective. That's very good. Yes. So that forms the pre-colonial era, and then the colonial era then comes in where we had our colonial masters, the British. They were working through, or the crown was working through the governor, and then they were practicing the indirect rule. There were places, mostly the francophone countries were practicing the direct rule, but especially through the efforts of Lord Lugard, the British adopted the indirect rule, where more or less they will partner with the chiefs or the locals, and then they give them a level of, sometimes even they give them a whole kind of autonomy, but they will hold on to one or two areas to also give them that, shall I say, power over them. Now, over that period, so now my focus is on two angles. One angle is on the average everyday person, and the other angle is on the leaders. So under the monarchy, predominantly the leaders, as I said, were more of the royals, and then just like you've also thrown more light, there are also representatives from the various families or clans to also be represented in the discourses. The average everyday person was now, because they were being represented, and they were not much taken through any systematic leadership protocol. Now, under the colonial period, the leadership was much more with the crown chiefly, then through the governor in partnership with maybe the locals to also push whatever agenda that they had. So still under it, we had the masses not orienting themselves at the personal level onto self-leadership. Even the clerks that were working for, they were not trained so much for leadership. They were trained to help the governors. So they were trained to help the governors in the administration. So their programming was not so much onto maybe taking very serious, significant roles, but to keep the system of colonialism running. Then also, but there are deeper things, which, for instance, if we are looking at the bond of 1844 and others, maybe we will have to do history, yeah. So then so in summary, with the colonial time, the efforts was enshrined in the castle. Through that, with the governor. And then the people were at the base of the castle. And even prior to that, of course, with the slavery and all, we were also at the base of the people, of the leaders. That's the British crown. Then comes the third aspect, which is the post-colonial or the post-independence. I think we've said it's in a way when we're treating the democracy in perspective. So our transition from a monarchical as well as colonial, so maybe monarchical and colonial background. Now, that adoption of democracy was very sweet for us. Once again, just like we're talking about under the church, it should have been contextualized so that it would then assume a particular kind of posture. But because it was not done, now democracy now opens the floodgates for anyone to be a leader. So we should be knowing the shift. We are coming from a background where it was not anyone that could be a leader.
Yeah, decisions were taken by
you have to listen.
Whether
So
you eat or not was somebody's responsibility.
Now, swiftly, we come to post-colonial or post-independence, where and means that now there is equal platform
you have a voice
for anyone to be a leader. And the defect has been that three things. One, there was no and there is still no structured system for training our leaders. So unlike the royal families, where under the monarchy, they were, even if the person is young, because he's more or less like a crown prince or, obetime diadientino, no mannerism of the culture. So there is structured, how to talk, how to reason, how to dress. So, which is very, very good. So, what happens is that now that we are on a free fall or a free zone, there is now no structured element that raise and trains our leaders. That is, so we are looking at the question. So that obviously when it comes to the way forward, it answers for itself. So three things that I want to highlight. The first is that there is the absence, and it has been absent from independence even through to now. There is the absence of a structured system that deliberately trains and raises leaders for tomorrow. So right now, whilst the African youth, we are complaining, in America or the Westerners, they are training their younger ones to still keep on ruling over us through neo-colonialist approach, whilst we are just being reactionary. So that is very, very important to note, that there has not been any deliberate commitment. And because there has not been, so that is one. And then two, the leadership question hovers around the messianic syndrome. So one, the absence of a structured system that trains our leaders. And I've always been saying that if for 68 years down the line in Ghana, we have complained concerning leadership, even including Almighty Nkrumah, through to now, we have complained concerning leadership. Then the obvious conclusion, logical conclusion to draw is that then we have a problem with the leadership pipeline. The system that produces our leaders is compromised, or it's actually not there. Number two, leadership has not fared well because of the messianic syndrome or complex. And it is also partly based on where we are coming from. So the average person don't want to take responsibility. And then, he will take us to the promised land. Moses. Where is our Moses? Where is our Joshua? And this thing is so sad that the institutions, I think one of the questions tagged on institutions. So the institutions confirm it for us. When you take the church, so when we are coming when it is time for elections, so when you ask, okay, what is the contribution of the church towards politics or national leadership? Oh, during elections, we are praying. And then our brethren, the prophets, will be firing. Thus saith the Lord. Maybe this person is going to win. This person is going to win. Whether prophecy or prediction is another discussion for another time. But we have taken the place of prayer. We are praying that God, yeah, bonfire is maybe ye or no. So that God will give us
leader after
whereas
his own,
yes, after his own choice,
Yes.
after his own heart. Whereas what ought to have been is that the church should deliberately train and raise the leaders and then push them. But if we are not doing that and then we are only praying, then it means that there is that, and not only the church, by and large,
Everywhere.
that is where we are thinking. We are thinking that somebody, that is why, it's part of the reasons why we made mention of the Ibrahim Traore effect. It's part of the reason why if somebody rises and then assumes a posture of a benevolent dictator, we are quick to support the person, because as long as he will do it for us, we want the one who will do it for us. And even when you come and then you're doing it requires our responsibility.
We are adamant. We don't support.
Doing it for us means that we want to be passive and then still
enjoy the benefits.
If your systems and structures seem to be putting us in check and then placing a burden of responsibility in us, we will come at you. We are the same person who was hailing you. Aquano is not a good leader. So that the second one is that messianic thing. Yes. And then the last one I'll fall on ultimately is a citizenship failure. So as I've always contended, especially in a democratic setting, that citizenship failure precedes leadership failure. So if we have a leadership question, then it means we have a citizenship question. So citizenship question leads to leadership question. Citizenship failure leads to leadership failure. So these leaders grew up from amongst us. So where are their parents? Where are their families? Which school did he attend? Where are his peers? Which church is he attending? Where is his pastor? Where are his people? So you realize that because there is a collapse in the various institutions, we don't believe, not that we don't believe, but we are not committed to raising the next generation deliberately. So there is a colossal citizenship failure, which ultimately becomes passive towards nation building. And so part of the citizenship failure is the divisiveness. So the reason, one of the reasons is that we are divisive. And tribal divisions, even sometimes denominational divisions, and then partisan division. And one of our banes as a nation is the obsessive partisan division or partisan politics that we do, where we are not objective to say that we are building our nation. There's nothing wrong. We have the freedom of association. You can belong to any political party. But to be able to say that, for this policy of my party, it is obvious, or I think that it is not right.
So when your support for your party is so high compared to your citizenship responsibility.
Citizenship, yes.
Then you have been damaged.
You have been damaged. And by and large, almost majority of us have been damaged.
You have been damaged. But that is what I thank God for. To be able to overcome that partisan affiliation. Because I believe in Ghana first. And that has been my prayer, that God should help us to come to the level where we have Ghana as our focal or our patriotism is for the development of Ghana than any political party. Trust me. And when we do that, the leadership question would have been answered. Because we'll be so objective. Remember I said that we are so partisan politics in the sense that when even you are not affiliated with any political party and the government comes to power and he sees your contribution, something that you can offer.
Offer.
The moment you decide to help, the opposition will mark you that you belong to this political party.
When we come,
wahala for you. Wahala for you.
So I was on the third point. That's the citizenship failure, and it is so sad, especially on the partisan politics, that when we cannot be objective enough, but rather we are thinking about the party first rather than the nation first. It is time that until we do that switch, the leadership question will still linger on. So that is one aspect of the citizenship failure. So it is in our divisiveness. So because of that, we are not having a united frontage that as a nation, this is where we want to go. That is why even with all our 40-year plan, it does not go anywhere because we have not agreed in mind and heart as a nation that this is where we want to go. So even if, this 40-year plan, it was this party that drew it. It was drawn during their time. So when we also come, then we are also going to re-engineer the whole construct, which will take so much fun from the start. Then we are going to, because we want it to be that it was...
We brought it. Now, Akufo-Addo brought Ghana beyond 8. I don't know where that document is. Now we've seen what we call Agenda 24-hour economy.
24-hour economy.
24-hour economy program is now on. Hey, I hear you. Oh
man. And we must be passionate, especially with the young upcoming generation. Because we
need to protect.
We must protect the younger and emerging generation, because without any interception, they are likely to continue the usual narrative. So the leadership question hovers around these three things. The fact that, one, there is no structured system or protocol that as a nation we have put in place to train our leaders. Any serious nation will have a system that trains her leaders of tomorrow.
Look, what we are seeing in our nation at the moment has to do with people going to have law degrees, law school, so that they will become politicians. All the politicians are now becoming lawyers. Is it not solving that leadership problem? Without all the MPs, everybody, and I don't know whether really they go through the training. Some of them, you look at them, is this person a lawyer? Is it a leadership training program for them? Or
of course, okay. So the leadership, we'll talk more when we come to the part 2. But the leadership training must touch on 3 levels.
3 levels.
Yes. What you are talking about is on the head level, or in terms of the intellectual sophistication. So there's nothing wrong if you seek to contribute to your nation and you want to understand the laws of the land, the history, the constitution, and co. But it's obvious that the mindset with which we enter, to help you to become an MP, because it looks like many people are doing it. So let me also go and do it.
Interestingly, the government in power, when they were in opposition, the young men decided that, hey, in our party, if you don't go to school, when we come to power, you won't get any position. And that's why maybe of late you've heard of some who claim to be having
PhDs,
there's been a lot of cases.
And then GTech is squeezing them, to provide evidence and then some. You want to show. You want to show.
If I look, I was having some discussion with some elderly friends, and I told them that there are some people in our country, they don't go on opposition. People have mastered the art. What they do is that his brother is in one party, he will be in the opposing party. So that anytime they are in power, you listening to me that you are so you are even prepared to die for your political party. I'm telling you the business that the politicians are doing at the moment. They don't go. You go. Your party will go to opposition, but they don't go to opposition because
Yes,
whilst they were in power, they were taking care of an opposition. So now the opposition has come to power, so it is the duty of the one who has come to power to take care of them. This is the game they are playing. And you, the foot soldier, you want to die for them. The word to the wise.
It's enough.
It's enough. Let us have Ghana first. Leadership questions will be answered. We have started. Dog has told us 3 main issues.
Yes.
There is no systemic system to train
our
leaders. Our leaders at all levels.
At all levels.
At all levels. And then the wrong mindset that we are looking for a Messianic, a Moses who will come and say, oh, let there be light, and there's light. We are not prepared to be responsible. And he has made a very critical point. Even when we get such Messianic leaders and they cannot do it alone, they might need our support. Then we will begin to find them, oh, this person is not a good leader.
So like Nkrumah scores for a Messianic leader, his posture and everything. But of course, he couldn't see the light of glory because even with a Messianic leader, without the right team or the right citizen, it will still not succeed.
And the third one was
the citizenship failure.
Yes. All of us.
Citizenship failure.
You, the small leadership position they gave you, even a leader as a father, you are a father. How are you playing that role? As a mother, even as a child, you in your class, you are the class captain. How are you leading? Or cupboard monitor or blackboard cleaner, blackboard cleaner, or now we have whiteboard.
Whiteboard.
How are you doing
whiteboard.
Even in your house, you small child that is supposed to be cleaning, you are not playing that active role. So
student politics.
Student politics.
Tertiary
oh wow!
Is even more. Is another terrible place.
It's becoming
moneytocracy
in the schools.
And they are the very people that mostly also get into our mainstream politics.
And the sad thing is that those student politics, those who vote for such people, they look for people who are so eloquent.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy, he asks some Latin words and then you speak extampo or whatever.
Extampo. Plato is so creative.
When I come, and you don't even listen, you don't understand what he's telling you. You vote for them, and they come and chop your money. The SRC, the way they are chopping money
is serious.
The failure is too
serious.
It's so serious.
So if such a person becomes, let's say, an MP and is chopping money, why should it be surprising?
Oh man, because chop better. It gives a bigger platform to chop more big.
I think you said during one of our corruption discussions, it is not in the magnitude. If you can steal 1 CD now, it means that if you get access to $10,000, $100,000, $1 million, you will steal it. It is a matter of principle.
You are complaining because you have not had opportunity to be given to get that position.
Such amount yes.
in wherever you find yourself. You've been seeing just 100, so you are chopping 10. When you are put in the middle, you grab it.
Your class contributions that they give to you to keep, the dues.
And you are complaining. So there's a citizenship or citizenry.
Yeah, citizenship failure. Yes.
We have failed.
Yes.
The buck stops with all of us. As far as democracy is concerned, we've all failed. So the Ghana and leadership question comes back to the citizens. All of us. Therefore, we need to find a solution. And that's what we will discuss in our next episode. What should we do then in answering the leadership question? Once again, the floor is open for questions, comments, and contribution. Thank you. We are waiting for your question.